What's poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game. You already know what time it is and how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to succeed. Now, the topic of this video I want to get into is I make a lot of shorts on King Von because I respect King Von and I respect how he move. And I understand that, you feel me, people change. Like at the end of the day, I don't care what people think or assume. A lot of times you are a product of your environment, and sometimes you are born a certain way through, you feel me, your old head to also have that same line of judgment of character when it comes to moving out here in the streets. Do we really know what's going on when these conversations is said between two people in a car, in the house? Do we really know? Nah, we don't know. But the internet will have you thinking some old off the wall type stuff. Now, I respect King Von because at the end of the day, due to how he grew up in Chicago, you get what I'm saying? He was a product of his environment. You already know how it go. You grow up around people that murder people, you know what I'm saying? Say, for instance, he don't like disrespect. He get disrespected that day, and somebody take his friend out, or somebody try to shoot him, and he get hit in the crossfire, and now he take the gun, and he go hit everybody else in the crossfire. It's a product of the environment. It's how it's set up, and a lot of people grow adjusted to that. Now, do I agree with killing people? I don't. I definitely don't. But at the same time, I think he tried to change his life by getting in the rap game and getting his money up. Now, how he died is a whole nother situation, but it's very apparent he didn't have no gun on him. He just wanted to fight Quando Rondo. I don't blame Quando Rondo because he had people in his corner protecting him. And so that's why King Von died that night. He ultimately knew that his karma was going to be somebody was going to shoot him and he was going to die. That's just the way it is. Judging him off his past and how, he murdered people and did what he did. I don't knock him at the end of the day. Again, a product of his environment. Your family, your mom and your dad can only protect you so much in the house. Once you go outside on the streets and you start to see what's going on, you either going to step head first into it or you just going to be put head first into it. And next thing you know, at some point, you get this judgment and your idea to change my life. It's time to do something different because you get tired. Now, do everybody get tired? No, they don't. So they either end up in the system or they end up dead. That's just the way it goes. I respect King Von on a major level. Be somebody that's going to stand on business. He going to tell you this is what it is. Do I believe he potentially could use his money to have people killed? Of course. But do we really know? We don't really know. That agreement is only set up between him and his people. I believe that when you're a high profile celebrity, you always have to worry about and be paranoid of somebody shooting or killing you due to your past. That's just the way it is. I don't know how many people we took out, how many people we murdered. People have family, then people have killers on their team, and now their permanent victim, permanent suspect is King Von. So he riding around in bulletproof cars, but that still don't stop your mentality of somebody being disrespectful to you. We don't know what was said. We don't know what happened in that car. We don't know why he didn't go to that Airbnb. Instead, he went to go see Quando Rondo about something, because when people stand on business, that's just what it is. They don't take disrespect lightly, period. My videos is just the respect I have for King Von. Now, we all know the internet is not real life. It is what people want you to see. Don't respect someone killing somebody or a product of their environment. I can't knock how he grew up, the things he's seen in the streets of Chicago and how it is a murderous territory. I'm from Sacramento. People die every day. People get wrapped up in the gang life. People get wrapped up in the guns. People get wrapped up in the disrespect and killing each other. That's just what it is out here in these streets. You can't really knock nobody. And if you do, that's your own personal judgment. You may have not grew up where it was violence and guns and poverty. You may have grew up behind a white picket fence. So when somebody disrespect you, you go tell the teacher, or you fight, or you go tell your mom or whatever, or call the police or whatever the case may be. But growing with how we grew up, that's not what happens. You stand on business. Somebody disrespect you, you disrespect them back. Respect for King Von and the way he lived is on a whole nother level. That's why I make a lot of shorts about him, because that is the mentality of the way a lot of people in my culture grow up. That's what we see on a daily basis. So I can't judge a man due to being a product of his own environment. And at some point, he probably got tired and realized, I can't keep going around doing that. So I got to change my life. Let's do something different. Let's put all my attention into this rapping so I can make a different life for myself. I got kids. But karma always comes back to bite you in the ass. Your karma is going to come back to you. So you're extra paranoid. You're extra aware. Being the fact he's a smart man, he stayed 10 toes. He never got convicted in none of his cases because he closed his mouth. He didn't speak on what he did. That's the best thing to do. Don't have no co-defendants. If you're going to do something that you know ain't right, be able to take them consequences on the chin by yourself. Because the more that you have people involved, the more people get to talking. Next thing you know, ultimately the target come back to you. Everybody ain't perfect. Nobody is perfect in this world. We all here trying to live. And a lot of people get systemated to being a product of their environment and the things that they see on a daily basis. Your mind is programmed. Grew up in a life of killing and crime. And at some point when you grow up, there are certain things you're going to take and certain things you're not. And I just believe he was a man that didn't take disrespect lightly. And so he's going to do whatever to make sure that he don't take disrespect lightly. Growing up, how you grow up is either be killed or kill. Simple as that. So y'all can comment on the videos. Y'all can say whatever y'all like. But my level of respect for King Von, because I do believe at the end of the day, he changed his life and put all his energy into rapping. But ultimately, you got to understand karma always comes back full circle and gets you somehow. Everybody wants to blame Quando Rondo or make hits on his life. But it wasn't even him who killed King Von. It was his team, his people protecting him, making sure, you feel me, we gonna stand up for him because they know the life he lived and they know his people out there trying to get him. So was they wrong? I don't think so. Because at the end of the day, when you know your life always comes back full circle to come get you, you got to protect yourself or else who will? And the people that were with Quando Rondo was not doing anything but making sure they protected him. Now, King Von could fight as well. So he was fighting Quando Rondo, and Quando Rondo maybe was getting jumped. Maybe he was losing. And his people felt that as a threat. And so they decided to take their guns out and kill him. And it's crazy how Little Tim, quote unquote, never got charged for the crime because the government already didn't want to see King Von make it. That's just one more notch under their belt. So we not going to press charges on Little Tim because they say they didn't have any evidence to show that he killed King Von. But I think there was. I just think that behind them doors, against them government officials, things we don't see, they personally already wanted to take King Von out. He had been not convicted, but in so many murder investigations that he got dismissed of, they was already ready to get him, and they was probably happy that somebody had took him out. So guess what? We're gonna do the big guy a favor. We ain't gonna give him no charges because we already had a hit out on him. You get what I'm saying? It's all a setup. It's all a setup to take everybody out. Nobody's supposed to survive. Nobody's supposed to get ahead. So King Von ultimately knew that karma was always gonna come back to get him. Between Quando Rondo, do we know what happened in the car? Do we know what was said in the car that stopped King Von from going to Airbnb and going up to Quando Rondo and fighting them? We never know. But we do know at one point these two guys were friends. So trust me, when you get backdoored, it's always somebody in your circle who lets you get backdoored. That's just the way life goes. People need to stop sleeping and wake up. You are what you eat at the end of the day. You can't blame that man for being a killer. But if you don't kill, what's the problem? Why are you judging somebody that ultimately grew up in a certain environment and that's what he chose to do? If you don't kill, then what's the issue? Has the right to be their own man, person, woman, whatever the case may be. So shout out to King Von. Rest in peace, King Von. He ultimately knew that at the end of the day, his time was coming due to karma and how it comes back full circle. But at some point, he realized he was getting tired and it was time to move on. And he became a name for himself. Rest in peace, King Von. You already know what it is. It's Deidre, just feeding y'all some game. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Because if you don't know, I just told you.